Mountains. Mountains. More mountains. Interesting. Now, only if we had like a lovable race of bomb harvesting, weaponsmithing, hard-skinned people who could possibly take advantage of this vast and numerous terrain of mountains. Get Garignac from Galaxy Quest. Yeah, that's it. Cut, print, game of the year, let's go! What is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another Zelda Wii U video. That's right, Zelda Wii U video. Alright, so this one is going to follow the same kind of formula as my last couple videos. I am going over the possibilities of each race in Hyrule in The Legend of Zelda Wii U. This time I'll be going over the Gorons, but first there is something I wanted to talk about. Now usually what I do for you guys, for you new people who don't quite know, I put news, any Zelda news, even if it be untrue or complete rumor or whatever, I put it at the beginning of my Zelda theory videos. Now this one is a piece of news that's been floating around for about a week or two. And it's about the Zelda promotional video by Creative Minds and Souls. You know, it's kind of like in the same vein. If you saw the Star Wars video commercials that were kind of about, they're like a 30-something-year-old parent talking to their kid about their experience with Star Wars, preparing them for the Force Awakens. The video is like that. It's a little girl and her parent, and I think it's her father, and she wants to play as Link, and you know her father makes her a suit and basically talks to her about Zelda, and it says like the next generation or something like that, and it's basically in the same vein as those Star Wars videos. And now I made a video about this last week. You know, because it was all over places, YouTubers and everybody was talking about it. So I was going to give my 2 cents on it. And it turns out that, you know, I think Zelda Dungeon or somebody reported that it was actually fake. Then the YouTubers started saying it was fake. And I was like, well, then, damn. Okay, forget it. But then it turns out that it might actually be real. And it turns out that the video is actually a pitch video to Nintendo by Creative Minds and Souls to try to get Nintendo to use their company to make promotional videos for Zelda Wii U. So that's interesting. I could not get the video. I mean, as well as the video, from what I heard, is actually getting people copyright strikes. But yeah, I could not get the video myself. I couldn't really find it anywhere. But yeah, the video's out there and it is pretty much real. Will Nintendo use it? I don't know. How did it get leaked? More than likely, if I was running a production company and I was trying to show Nintendo that my videos and my company could gain buzz, I would totally leak that video. And it's worked before. Like, the Deadpool movie is proof that leaked video can actually get you somewhere. And this video has created a ton of buzz on the Zelda community. Everybody from people saying that, oh, you know, confirms Linkle for the game and all this other kind of stuff. It's insane. But yeah, I did do a video about it. I never released it because I didn't know if the video was real or not. So I'm just talking about it here. Now let's continue to the theory. So, the Gorons. Now, the Gorons are the mountain-dwelling, rock-eating, usually protagonist characters of Legend of Zelda Wii U. And if they're not friendly characters, they're usually friendly by the end of the game. But yes, they are awesome citizens of Zelda Wii U, and they have served pretty well in the game. But how could they, you know, work in Zelda Wii U? Well, I mean, as I said before, there are a ton of mountains in the game. And of course, you know, my theory is Nintendo could definitely use these mountains as type of a natural wall. to block you from specific points in the game, and force you to kind of maybe use some sort of tool or some sort of mount to actually get by these obstructions. Another possibility is they could use the Gorons. The Gorons, they live in the mountain, and of course they could have like different Goron tribes living on different mountain ranges. Because if you look at the Gorons from Twilight Princess, they actually have tribal tattoos, and maybe they could use different tribes of Gorons on different mountains, and say you have to do something different for each Goron tribe in order to use their mountain pass in order to get by. Now that would be a pretty interesting dynamic in the game, and it would be kind of a hard back to Twilight Princess, because in Twilight Princess, the Gorons didn't really get along with the humans in Kakariko Village, and you really kind of had to bring peace between the Gorons and the people of Kakariko Village before you could get into Death Mountain to complete the game. They could do something similar, but maybe not as intense. Maybe not have the Gorons just hate people. I mean, they could possibly do that too, but have to do something for the Gorons in order for them to allow you to use their mountain passes to get through the mountains. That would be a pretty good way to use the Gorons in the game. Of course, they could play a bigger role in the game as well, because of course the Goron mines in Twilight Princess contained the fused shadow. But yeah, the Gorons could play a big role in the game, especially if you look at, what appears to be Death Mountain that has, or may or may not be Death Mountain, but it's definitely a volcano with a giant freaking hole in it. That could definitely be a big giant Goron mine of some sort. Another thing that's definitely probably going to be in the game are the Gorons' ability to be blacksmiths. We know that the Gorons are definitely talented blacksmiths, and as we've seen from the last bit of footage we got, you have a brand new sword, a big giant broadsword. So we do know that there'll be interchangeable weapons in this game. Maybe, the Gorons will be your main blacksmiths. Maybe each Goron tribe will kind of specialize in a different type of weapon or armor that they can make for you, a la The Witcher. Now The Witcher 3, you kind of have to go to different, there's not one blacksmith that does everything, at least not that I know of. You have smiths that do armor, and you have smiths that do weapons. You could have the same thing to go for the Gorons. You could have one Goron tribe that specializes in armor and one that specializes in weapons. And you can just bring specific items, scraps of metal, or things harvested from enemies or whatever, and get them to use them to craft you different weapons or armors. That would be freaking interesting. They could even have a light, heavy, and, light, medium, heavy armor system in the game, and have each Goron tribe specialize in something different, and then make each one of them different. Make like the heavy armor guys, big Gorons, and make the medium armor guys more like small, like medium sized Gorons or whatever. Well, I guess that's kind of pushing it, since the Gorons are one of those races that don't exactly change in Legend of Zelda Wii U. Legend of Zelda at all. They really haven't changed much since their appearance, since their first appearance in Ocarina of Time. But they could do something radical like that with Zelda Wii U. I mean, they're talking about changing the game. They could definitely do something radical with the Gorons and have 3 different types, or have 2 different tribes, or however they actually wanted to do it. But that's it for this one. My next one, definitely gonna be doing another race in the Legend of Zelda, hierarchy of races. I don't exactly know which one I'm gonna do yet, but I will definitely do another one. Probably the Rudos, because having mountains in the game does bring the Rudos back to mind. But yep, that's about it for this. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.